Okay, hello again, guys. So, yeah, so I've just come to realise that Facebook Live has more functions on my personal page than it does on my business page. So, I've decided to redo it this way round. Aha! Hi there, Robert. Do you want me to bring you on camera? Just let me know. Just leave a little message down below, and I'll do so. Let's have a look here. Okay, you're there. Fantastic. Good man. I'm going to see if I can get this on my Max Strength Holistics page as well. Hopefully, this should work out quite nicely. Okay, I'm inviting you. Okay, interesting. I'll do it that way. Okay, so consider yourself invited. Let's see what happens. Did you receive my invite? Just let me know. If I haven't, then leave me a message.
Hey, there we go.
It's you! It's Robert Gardner! Finally, we get to chat!
You caught me before bed. It's really late here. It's like 3 in the morning. So,
Oh, dude, I mean, if you, yeah, thanks for,
yeah, no, it's fine.
thanks for taking the
You
time
just,
out.
I was like 5 minutes getting ready to go to bed, but I saw it come up and was like, hey, let's see what's going on. So, I don't have to be up early
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I've just, yeah, I'm taking on your advice and like, taking advantage of technology and what
Yeah,
have you. So I'm also trying to build up my confidence muscles and doing the whole live chat
yeah.
thing and yeah, so that's what
I've
I'm
had,
doing.
I've had many conversations with you, and I really think long term, the reason you're going to win is because you're willing to make mistakes and you're willing to keep trying things. Um, Somebody I was talking to the other day said that the perfect is the enemy of the done.
The perfect is the enemy of the dumb. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's.
So
I mean,
just
a
get
lot
it
of other
done.
people
Just
have
get
been
it done.
approaching me.
Don't worry about it
Yeah,
being perfect. Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's actually quite true. There's a lot of people that I've been speaking to. They're saying that that they're going to wait until it's perfect. They're gonna do a nice. They're gonna do like a really nice video to put on their website and everything. And I'm thinking, well, the thing is, you're waiting all this time. You're going to probably wait at least 3 months before you do this nice
Yeah.
video. The thing is that
Yep.
it's only one video. You need to be constantly putting stuff out. At least I think about on average about once a week
Yep.
to get any sort of
Yeah.
response, to get any sort of
No,
any sort of
I
relationship with
if
the
I
public.
can if I could convey pride towards any therapist I've talked to in the past year, it's you. You constantly, I mean, you're as active, if not more active than I am. And the thing is, like, there's not many therapists who are putting out as much content as consistently as I am. And then therapists are asking, like, they're basically asking, how do I win with money? And it's like, because I've continued to do this for years, this
Mm.
same process of making mistakes, of getting it done. It's not perfect, but you continue to just respond to your audience and communicate with people.
Yeah, well, I think I'm getting a better idea of like what sort of content I need to be putting out there. I mean, there's things that I've put out, which I thought was just like absolute, I just thought I need to do something. I don't know what I need to do, but I need to do something. I need to put out something out there that's gonna produce some sort of result. And if I get a negative response, that's better than what I've been getting, and that was nothing, you know.
Yeah,
So even
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen some of my Instagram stuff that I've put out there. It's just me talking into the camera, just walking out of the gym, saying, okay, I did
Mhm.
these exercises, and this is how I feel after, and this is the amount of progress I feel like I've made. And I've actually had like two or three people saying, "Look, would you stop doing this already?" It's annoying. But that for me, that was great because at least somebody was acknowledging me for once.
Yeah,
So at
yeah.
least I've got some sort of communication
There's
with people.
there's a weird thing with social media and thinking of it for business, and then thinking of it as advertising. So, for instance, people understand when they see my social media that I'm selling things, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it's building personal brand. Like I've talked about this. I've gained weight in the past couple of years and haven't been exercising regularly. And I'm fully prepared to start exercising again and just documenting that process where you're making fun of the fact that you've gained weight.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
making fun of like lifting weights. Oh, I hate this shit. But the thing is, people respond to the sort of authenticity that comes from it. They find
Mm.
me more relatable. They understand that. And some of the feedback I get on my social media, it's often like little funny posts or little goofy things I do. Like occasionally I may take out my Instagram and like I'll be brushing my teeth and there's like foam all over my face or whatever. And people will respond to that just because it's funny. But there's no educators in the massage industry that I see that are putting out content like that. So to me, it stands out. It adds a degree of, I was Mike joking. Michael Ortiz is here, and I did an interview with Michael, and I was drinking a beer, and I made
Oh
sure
yeah,
to
yeah,
drink a
I
beer
remember
because I've been telling people that's what I'm going to do in every interview. It's like, God, does Robert drink constantly?
that. Yeah, well, I think it's important that we show the human like aspect. If something is a little bit too polished, you tend to think, well,
Yeah,
what's this guy like? In his day-to-day life. And I think there's a it's keeping it real. I think is the best. Oh my God, it's Michael Ortiz. Yo yo, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it's good to see. Whereabouts is Michael Ortiz based? Sorry, I shouldn't be talking to Michael
Michael.
Ortiz in the
Michael
third
is in Las
person when he's here with
Vegas.
us. Las Vegas. Okay. Yes. Michael, if you'd like to, respond to us and let us know what's the massage scene like out there. Yeah, if you're ever in
Dude,
London, my friend. Sorry.
Vegas, Vegas to Texas to London. Like, yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, London. I feel like for me, I feel like I'm having to educate consistently.
Yeah,
Hence why I want to be able to, it's good to have a platform like this so I can tell people, look, this is when people look at, I mean, there's places that I've worked in. I've worked in like salons in the past, and I've been there for like about a year, and they're saying they've turned around to me and said like, oh well, the reason why you're not busy is because what you do is just a luxury, and I'm just like absolute face palm. I've been there for that long, and they still have no idea what I do. It's like I'm dealing with hairdressers
yeah.
and beauty therapists and nail technicians, and
Oh
all of
yeah,
them seem to
yeah.
have this idea. They all seem to have their own idea of what I do, and they actually haven't got a clue. And I'm like banging my head up against a brick wall. But this is all like this is all pre Instagram and pre YouTube channels and that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. I think there were
I,
YouTube
you know,
channels
the,
around, but it wasn't. Yeah.
the frustration, the frustration is something I've experienced and still continue to experience all these years in. The frustration with feeling like you have the best service imaginable, and it's challenging to sell because the public doesn't understand what we do. But I've
Mm,
learned over the years to try to take that energy of frustration and go, okay, make better content,
mm,
make better videos. Just and the thing
mm,
is, it basically it gets to a point where I joked with you about London. I think we had commented on a forum where I said, listen, you only need 100 regular clients. And you're like, oh, sure. But the thing is, you know, let's say, what is the population of London? Do you know?
Yeah, 8 million. Actually,
Okay.
I made a
So,
little joke myself. I said
yeah.
it was on my Instagram, and I put up shocking fact, big capital letters, shocking fact. There's 8 million people in London that haven't been exposed to a massage with me. Can you believe it? Yeah,
The thing
and it's
is,
true. Can you
you
imagine
only
eight
have
million
to
people
get,
having a massage?
in any given week, you only have to get one out of 1 million people in London to get a session with you. You'd have 8 clients each week. That would be a huge income boost. It's
Mm.
like you're blanketing the marketplace with information and video content and making yourself known. And then you don't worry about the people who don't want your service. Some
Mm.
people are going to see this and they're going to say, I don't really like those guys. And it's like,
Yeah,
so go do your thing.
yeah,
But the thing is, you'll find people who do like it, and those are the people you have to focus on, and that's where it
yeah,
becomes like increasingly niche. Like I really like to see the content and information you were putting out about going to do martial arts because
yeah.
it's an interesting, like unique kind of niche group of individuals who can use massage and body work.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No. No. Absolutely. I mean, the injuries people, pick up doing martial arts and what have you. Oh, by the way, forgive me. Hi there, Charlotte. If you're still around, be good to good to hear from you. Charlotte Preston. She's a UK-based massage therapist and yoga teacher as well.
Yeah,
And that's one thing I've always. I think this is something that you're trying to introduce. I think to other yoga teachers. I mean, in my experience, if you're a yoga teacher and you're not and you're not including a bit of or not including some Thai yoga into your practice, I think you're missing out, especially when it's like for one-on-one stuff. I mean, how could you not want to
yeah,
include something like Thai yoga massage or perhaps reboot into your sessions? It's
yeah.
yeah, it's a no-brainer.
It's just, so much of it is even within our own industry. Like Thai massage is kind of a niche
Mm,
amongst the greater umbrella of massage. There's so many different modalities and things, and even therapists don't always understand it. So how do we expect the public to know anything? The reason I started Thai Massage Jam here in Austin was it was just a free community giveaway and educational resource. The reason I put it that free Thai massage workbook people can download on my website is because it was education. It was like
yeah,
just show the people what you do, give them some information, just continue to communicate to them about the benefits. In the United States right now, we have an opiate epidemic. People are taking huge amounts of opiates. We have an opiate problem in the country,
yeah,
but people are dealing with pain. But the thing is, we offer something that's a drug-free way of managing pain. We
yeah,
have big problems in the West. I don't know exactly how it is in Britain, but I know
yeah.
that in the United States, there's just a problem. People don't get enough touch.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, people don't get enough
Yeah.
touch here. I think, as time goes on, I think I used to blame technology quite a lot for people not being as social, especially like in big cities. But now we have social media, we have Twitter, and now we can talk live. And now I see a lot more people like getting involved, even watching. Like Stuart Wood is watching, Patricia Criolla. It would be good to see you contribute something as well. Patricia is also another massage therapist, a Thai yoga massage therapist,
Yeah.
and a yoga teacher.
Cool.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, so I used to blame that, but now like I think technology can like start to bring people together a lot more. If it wasn't for
It's
Facebook and stuff, and
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
it's an extension.
yeah,
A lot of the stuff we talk about in business, for instance, nothing replaces, going to a networking event and shaking hands and handing out business cards. But
mm,
increasingly, the cell phone and the technology we have with social media is a digital business card. I mean, listen, Michael's in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in Austin, Texas. You're in London, England. We're all
yeah,
communicating simultaneously, like around the world, on this little digital device for free. There
Yeah.
was never a time in human history where this sort of communication existed this easily.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's great. And I think when people say to me, "Oh, how do you get clients?" I mean, I think I assisted on a massage course once, and that was the first question. And 12 years down the line, when somebody asked me a question, how do you get clients? I'm thinking, well, you know what, I'm still learning how to do this myself, you know. But the only thing I was able really to give them is to produce content and to constantly be putting yourself out there. I mean, some people used to say, I think it was you that gave me the advice. You know, is it business cards? Is it speaking to people? Is it like putting out content online? And you said it was all of those things. I mean, and actually it is. I think the the last client I handed out a business card which had my website on there. She also looked at the website. She looked at my blogs. She looked at my video content, and then she got in touch through my Facebook business page. So she actually used all of my stuff to
Yeah.
finally book in a session. You know, so
Hmm.
yeah, you just yeah. I mean, I'd imagine this time next year. I mean, I gave myself a target to produce 200 videos on my YouTube account. And
Yeah.
actually, nearly every other day, I just check on how many subscribers I'm getting, and I'm getting it like one more, one more, one more. You know, so I'm now up to about 120 subscribers. And like,
Yeah.
and I thought to myself, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't really big. But then again, I just found out that I've got more subscribers than some politicians in this country. So that's for me, that's a big deal. That's huge.
Yeah, it's just growth. When I said, you do all of it, like you'd mentioned, it's really just being willing to try 10 different things and find the two that work really well for you. You
Mm,
seem to be very adept at video production. And when I say that, I mean just with your phone or, whatever. But you seem to be fearless in just going out and doing it. And the thing is, to be able to make really good videos, with high production value, you have to start out making bad videos. What the problem
mm,
is people are afraid to make mistakes, and that's why they're losing. It's like when my friend said that the perfect is the enemy of the done, meaning
yeah,
the perfect is the enemy of the good enough. Just
yeah,
start. Just keep going. Keep talking to people. If you did public speaking engagements, you might be nervous, but by the time you did 100 public speaking engagements, it would be
yeah,
better. The same thing happens with video production.
yeah. I mean, right now it's when when I first started producing videos, um, yeah, it was just like constantly I just felt like I was being ignored, you know, until I went onto another group and I just put up a video. It was another massage group, and I put up a video, and like the amount of negative comments I got from those videos, but at the same time I felt great because here I am, and I think it was in the first 2 months of me producing these videos. I was so grateful that I just had some communication from it. But the criticisms were, um, you know, it was like, well, they said the main criticism was from other therapists, and they seem to be specifically Thai massage therapists. It's just like, well, it just seemed a bit too like, you're just putting yourself out there a little bit too much. If I was watching it, I wouldn't want to book in through this particular video. And that really interested me because like I am interested in building up a client base, because I feel like I have a service that I want to be able to to deliver to everybody, and the response was, well, normally the type of person I would go to would be the sort of person that doesn't really advertise, that somebody like that's a little bit hidden away. And I'm thinking to myself, well, is that the sort of therapist you want to be? Do you want to hide yourself away and then just hope that somebody, you know, like finds you,
Most
you know?
most of people's response has more to do with them than it has to do with you.
Mm.
So I'll
Oh,
put out videos, and I put out lots of videos, and people have all sorts of responses. And often
mm,
I feel like sometimes other massage therapists occasionally will respond negatively. They'll, downvote it, dislike it, write negative comments, because unfortunately what it does is it holds up a mirror, and what it shows them is they're not doing anything.
Mm. Yeah.
I might be
Yeah.
doing it badly. I might be doing it badly, but I'm doing something. And that's frustrating to somebody sometimes who's not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, it's like, I've said this to loads of other massage therapists, especially, here in London. I say to them, well, are you producing anything? Are you doing stuff on camera? Are you giving talks? Are you doing? And be like, oh no, I couldn't do this. Oh no, I couldn't. But I mean, I used to say that as well. But what I've come to realize is that, well, that means that I'm probably the only one that's doing it. I'm probably one of the very few, or one in a million, that's doing it. And now that if you were to type in Tuina London or massage London, I'll probably come up on the first page on YouTube. And people in other businesses, whether it's plumbing, building, they would kill for something like that. So I'm just going to keep continuing.
It takes time.
Um,
It
yeah.
doesn't happen overnight. It does take time. In a couple years, my guess is you're going to be teaching other massage therapists, because they're going to start coming to you trying to figure out how you created such a lucrative practice. They're gonna be like, I don't understand. I don't have any clients, and this guy, is booked all the time.
Yeah, well, I think it will take it will take quite a bit of time, because at this point I seem to think that when people think of massage over here, they just, in some cases, I think they almost feel guilty. They're in pain, and they're going to tell their friends, "Oh, I'm going to go book in a massage." It's like, "Ooh, yeah, lucky you." Because no, you don't understand. I'm in pain here. I really need to get something
Yes.
fixed. So I think I'm going to be producing a lot more content on specific things, whether it's neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain,
Yep.
all of that sort of stuff,
And,
and
and
I'll have to put
that's
it
the
in
process.
a format.
Where you're at now, are you slowly noticing that you're funneling down to like a niche market? Like, in other words, when you started making video content, it wasn't quite as focused, and then over time, it's like, oh, pain relief, focusing on this, focusing on specialty, focusing on niche market.
I think because I've come from a Tuina background, so that's like traditional Chinese medicine background, and I don't know how much coverage you get of Tuina in where you are at the moment. But hi there, Sterling. He's given us loads of hearts there, so yeah, great. I don't know. Yeah, so for Tuina, it's very much like a musculoskeletal based. So if you were in China, and if you were, hi there, Lola, how you doing? So if you are in China, and you ended up in a traditional Chinese medicine hospital with a back problem, a neck problem, the likelihood is you would receive, Tuina bodywork, along with acupuncture, cupping therapy, gua sha, or what people know in the West now, especially amongst chiropractors, as the Graston technique. Yeah. So I've always been like, focused in on musculoskeletal problems. But what I've come to realize is that what gets more attention on my YouTube videos is actually massaging another body, having another body in the room, and me talking into the camera, and telling
Yeah.
people, exactly what it is I'm doing, what muscles I'm working, what I'm stretching, and that sort of thing, and how I can help. And that's something that I'd like to do more in the future. Although what I'm finding difficult at the moment is finding willing bodies to be in front of the camera. That's my challenge right now. Depending you're not
You
around here
just
in London, I'm sure you'll be all right with that.
yeah, you go to the local dance studio and you put up a flyer, and you let people
Hmm.
know that you're looking for people to do little 15-minute sessions on. So dance studio. You pick a dance studio, you
Hmm.
talk to them, and basically you set up an event and say, listen, I'm going to set up in this one facility. The table's set up. You get 4 or 5 people to line up, and you just shoot a video with each of them. It's free to them, but it's content
Yeah.
for you.
Actually, you've got a that's a good point. Actually, I don't know if I've told you this, but I've got a dance background, and
Oh,
I never
really?
thought about that. Yeah. So I originally trained to dance many moons ago. until I suffered a herniated disc, and yeah, so I ended up taking my interest in the body and putting it into my massage practice and my acupuncture practice and what have you. Although I don't do as much acupuncture these days. By the way, hi there, Ash. Ash is a great guy. Those of you that are watching, he's a Penjak Select practitioner. He comes from a really good lineage as well. So if you ever get a chance, like check out his Facebook page and go to his classes. He's a great guy. Had lunch with him. He's a really great person to talk to. Ash, if you're around, oh, by the way, Lola, if you're around, Sterling, please leave a message down below. If you want to say anything, have any questions about anything, please do put them forward. Mate, I mean, are you quite tired at the moment? Because I know you said it must be past 3 o'clock, and I don't want to keep you up if you're.
No. I'm a total night owl, for better or worse. So.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen my room here, by the way. I know you don't normally work on these days. On tables. I think you want to. So not part of your vocabulary anymore, not part of your repertoire.
Well, I revisit it again and again. I'm still teaching table-based stuff, but mainly it's to get people to transition clients to the mat. But I think the bias I have is it's so fixated on table work in the States that it's a little more challenging to work on a mat because consumers aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think because I've had to be very flexible and everything. I've had to go where the work is basically. So I've become very adaptable. So there are times when they say like, oh, there's a table here. Would you be able to do a quick 15 minutes? I say, yeah, sure, yeah, no problem. And I've been around Thai massage practitioners, and I've been around shiatsu practitioners, and they've been like mats everywhere. I said, oh, would you be able to show us what you do? So yeah, sure. Just put them on the floor, and I'll do my Tuina on the floor because that's originally where I've come from. Yeah, and I've also looked at some video clips as well, which I've incorporated on the on-site massage chair. They introduced like quite a few Thai yoga massage manipulations and stretches and mobilizations as well, which a lot of people don't really do, not as much over here. So I'd like to be able to do another video on that as well, because a lot of people, when I'm doing events with a group of other massage therapists, they always look at what I do and think, oh, what's this technique that you use? Especially when I'm using the Tuina rolling technique, they're really quite interested in what I do. So I've got to put together another video. There's so many videos now. I'm realizing, even just talking with you, just realizing that I need to produce a lot more stuff.
Make a list.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right, and I think one of these. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I need to do it. Put together like a nice little format where it's where my stuff is a lot more easier to access.
When you say you don't want to give too much away, what does that mean?
Oh, well, because I've got I said to you before, I want to put together an app. So I've got some ideas of what I'd like to put on there, but I don't want to tell everything. It's it's my
okay.
little.
No, I thought you meant. I thought what you meant was when you make videos, you don't want to give them too much information, or you don't want to give them too many techniques or something. I thought that was what you were saying.
Oh no, I think in this day and age, it's all available anyway. But I think the reason why people want to do courses and is just to know that they have that knowledge in here. So they have to go through that process of going to class, knowing that what they're doing is correct and getting that qualification at the end. But the information is all out there, and this is a great time to be around, because I mean there was a time when I wanted to, I mean, like when we were in school, if we had to go off and write an essay about something, you'd have to go to the library, you'd have to get the book, and you'd have to flick through the pages and find something. But now it's just like you'd have to go.
Well,
you have to go onto your PC, but now you can just go on your phone and get all the information you need.
And that's a really interesting point. The difference is we have a greater ease of access to information, but there's so much information. What do we actually pay attention to? And from a
Mm,
marketing standpoint, we pay attention to what gets our attention. And the thing is,
mm,
from an educator standpoint, you have to give more value and more valuable information. If it's a funny video, it needs to be really funny. If it's a sexy video, it needs to be really sexy. Whatever it is that gets people's attention to get them to watch,
yeah,
because now there's so much information across multiple platforms that it's like, what do people pay attention to? Because
yeah,
what we're trading is attention. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think I said this before. Is like what's helping me is that there's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing. I mean, there's a lot of massage therapists out there. Not a lot of like Tuina practitioners out there. There's a few like Thai yoga massage practitioners, but the one thing that they're not doing is doing what we're doing right here, right now, and
Yeah.
just being in front of the camera and
Yeah.
chatting away.
And the thing is, in the United States, it's been a little bit of contentious with me and other Thai massage teachers because they won't embrace technology to communicate with people. And the more I did it, the more my notoriety grew and my classes were growing and everything was working well business wise. And you could
Mm,
tell that some of the teachers were frustrated, but it's not because anybody's holding them back. It's just because they were unwilling to use the technology to communicate with people.
yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
my frustration, and I suppose my frustration is still maybe to this day is like, what the hell do I do? Because I went through the whole process. I mean, this is long before like social media became a big thing, but I did the whole like leafleting thing. I did the whole put the notice, on the cafe thing, and nothing was coming from that. Nothing was coming from that at all. And now that we've got this, I mean, look, I'm not super busy at the moment, so here are and when people complain about, oh, I haven't got any clients, well, this look what I'm doing at the moment. I am doing something that's productive. I am actually getting in
Yeah.
front of the camera and talking about therapies and what have you. And you know so like I mean there would have been a time when people would have spent really good money just to do something like this, and it's absolutely free
Oh,
and very
yeah.
few
Yeah.
people are taking
So
advantage.
just, just as an idea, and sometimes
Hmm.
these sorts of off the cuff interviews are really nice because it makes you look at things from a different perspective. You know what a
Yeah,
sandwich board is?
a sandwich board. Now go on, tell me.
Yeah. So a sandwich board is usually it's like a board that you can write on with like chalk or a marker, and it's usually
Yeah.
shaped like this, and it stands like outside of like restaurants or bars. Sometimes they'll put it up, so they'll put like the specials of the day on it.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've
Okay.
seen that. Yeah, yeah.
So the thing is, if you had a sandwich board and you
Mhm.
show up at you talk to the owner of a local coffee shop. The local
Yeah,
coffee shop owner says that you can set up on the sidewalk in front of the coffee shop, and all you do is set up your equipment. You got a tripod, you've got your
yeah.
phone, you're gonna Facebook Live, and basically you just give away free like 10-minute chair massages
Oh,
in exchange for a brief interview, and then you like talk to the camera while you're working on them, because the public gets something for free. The coffee shop owner gets an added service that people might want at his
yeah.
facility, and you get more video content. And the thing is,
Mm,
that right there, it's free. That's what
mm.
massage therapists, in my experience, they don't understand, and they're not taking advantage of.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I had a similar sort of idea, but it wasn't as commercial as what you were doing. I wanted to also help promote other people, so like other artists, other musicians, and actors and what have you. So what I wanted to suggest to them was, as I'm giving like a massage treatment to them, so they could even be fully clothed, so doing a Thai massage on them, and so let's say for example, if you were an actor and you're doing an amateur show somewhere, I could be interviewing that particular actor while I'm giving him a massage or her a massage, and that person could be talking about their particular show. thing, the whole interview wouldn't even involve me talking about massage at all. It could even be just totally focused on them. But because they see the massage, and because they're talking about their, both of us, both of us win really, in terms of getting our message across. But that was very, very difficult to
Yeah.
get up off the ground. But what you're suggesting there is really good. I'm just going to have a quick read of what Patricia just wrote there. Thanks for the chats. Thanks for the chat. I have to go now. Yoga and then helping someone to heal her shoulder with some hot herbal compresses. Keep the good work going. People out there need us. Oh, no, I really appreciate that, Patricia. Unfortunately, nobody's watching us right now, but I really appreciate that. And so I hope she'll watch this. That's really appreciated. And no, it's really good that we're getting some attention here. So we've had some attention from Sterling, from Patricia, Sophie Richardson. I believe she's a Tuina practitioner as well. She studied at the same place where I studied. Yeah, Lola's been watching. Lola's a fantastic practitioner who I feel really needs to be out there more and treating more people because she's
So let
put
me ask
together
you
a lot of
this.
really great skills.
You're making tons of video content. You're now starting to interview people. When you think about the clients that you really want to work with in London,
Mm.
who are those clients? What are those people like?
Oh, they're when I'll tell you something. When I first graduated from massage school, because of my dance background, um, I wanted to work with professional athletes and other dancers because I knew well specifically more with dancers because I knew what they were putting their bodies through and that fell by the wayside very very quickly as soon as I started knocking on doors. um, I thought to myself, well, I'll start at the very, very top and then work my way down. So I knocked on the door. This is exactly what I did, right? I knocked on the door of the Royal Ballet Company and I walked in there and I said, okay, hi there, everybody. I'm James Carolan. Oh, by the way, my real name is James Carolan. I'm known as Patrick Chris on my Facebook, but that's a different story. So I knocked on their door and I said, okay, well, this is who I am. This is what I do. Here's my card. And they just looked at me and said, look, we've already got massage therapists here. He goes, okay, well, do you have acupuncturists here? He goes, yeah. Yeah, we have everything here, hypnotherapists, Pilates teachers, yoga teachers, acupuncturists, homeopaths, psychotherapists, hypnotists. And I'm like, oh, okay. And just wouldn't let me in through the door. I tried it with the English National Ballet. I tried it with Rambert Company. And actually and then what I did was I went online and I looked at a list of dance companies, and it was actually there was only one company that replied, and I knocked on the door, and it was in a bar somewhere, and I thought, why is this in a bar? And then I went into the basement where they said that they were, and I knocked on the door, and I opened the door, and this was back in 2006. And I opened the door, and they were all pole dancers, and there I was, like surrounded by women not wearing much, and not knowing where to look. And I thought, okay, and so I spoke to the owner and said, okay, if you can set up there, and so what it was really was just me just giving away in 10-minute sessions, um,
Yeah.
and it was just there to help promote. So I got like about one or two clients from that. But that was during the time when when pole dancing was coming out of the strip clubs and more into like mainstream gyms, and where they were doing like a pole dance teacher training thing. Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
that's quite an interesting thing. But looking back on that now, it would have been better for me to if I had that social media exposure as well. So I say, right, here I am going to a dance school, setting up my
Yeah.
camera. Well, of course, getting consent from everybody there, and saying this is who I'm working on. Are you in pain and this, that, and the other, and setting it up that way. Yeah. So sorry, I forgot your original
Oh, no,
question.
you're
Oh,
fine.
do you want to have like a
Because
particular
what
name?
I'm
Oh, a
wondering
particular
is,
niche. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, who do you want to work with? Who are those people? What are they like?
Oh yes. Oh, the main sort of people I want to be working with are just people in chronic pain. and that's ultimately what I've been trained. So when I did my original leaflet, it was I put up there like Tuina, which I was trained out at the time. That was my main therapy, and I put it up as the direct approach to stress and pain management. And I and that's what I live by. If somebody says to you, well, what exactly do you do? I offer a direct hands-on approach to stress and pain management, and that's really those are the type of people that I want to be working with. People who want to improve their condition and live a more pain-free life, and being able to move better, and just having a better sense of overall well-being. That's really what I'm trying to encourage with a lot of people through, and also through, now that I'm a qualified yoga teacher, like when I talk about helping people move better, that's what I try and encourage them to do as well. So people who come and see me for
So you go to a yoga studio, and again, same sort of thing we talked about at the coffee shop, because yoga is probably a good like complement, right? But you find a yoga studio, you work with a yoga teacher, and here's what you do. They're going to teach like an hour class.
Yeah.
The students are going to try like a pose, and then after they do a pose or two or warm up, you do a little bit of massage on them and say, listen, now go try Trikonasana. We just worked on your hamstrings. We worked on your legs. Now I want you to go try triangle pose again. And when they go into the pose again, they're going to go, oh my God, like I'm able to go into it more easily. And it's like, yeah, because these are mutually like beneficial and compatible, forms of work that facilitate each other.
Yeah. No, awesome. No, that's great. I'm going to try the whole cafe thing, because I think the smaller independent businesses are more likely to want to talk. Because there's a gym that I go to, and it's a corporate, it's a big chain gym. And I said, oh, could I leave a few of my business cards? And like they said, oh, the person at the front at the reception said, okay, let me get the manager. The manager turned up, and then he said, okay, well, you need to speak to head office. And I'm like, okay, do you have the details? And it was like, okay, well, look, I'll just give you the phone number, and here's the email address. And I looked at it. I said, like, how much trouble am I going to have to go through just to leave a few business cards? And and I know that leaving a few business cards just in a cafe isn't quite going to cut it. We need a lot more. So this is, I mean, like the business cards, the leaflet is only like a tiny little thing of the big picture. So me having to contact somebody, to email them, to wait for them to get back to me is just not really worth my while.
If people are on,
independent businesses are going to.
If people are on Facebook or Instagram, you're shooting video, doing chair massage, talking to them before they even leave. You just tell them, listen, take out your phone, follow me on Instagram, send me like a quick video message. I'm happy to give you 10% off like your first session with me if you do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really.
It's like there's no loss. You win, they win, the coffee shop wins, your community wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, I really hope there's other massage therapists watching this right now. It only looks like there's only one person watching.
Even if they're not, you take this video and you share this video in the Massage Entrepreneurs group, and then you're providing more value again and again and again and again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, it's getting late here. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, you go to sleep. What time is it now? What, 3:30, 4 o'clock now?
Just after 3:30, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh mate, get to sleep, dude. You never ever you don't rest really, do you?
Oh no. Today was my day off. I took it easy. So.
Oh, okay, excellent. Yeah, I need to start following my own advice and get some rest myself. Well, thank you so much, Robert, and hopefully we'll do a few more of these. Oh, one thing I was going to say, like at some point in the future, I want to do. I think we mentioned cupping therapy. I want to do like a cupping therapy video. If you like, what we can do is we can do this live, like the same sort of format. And if you want to ask me anything while I'm doing cupping, then we can do that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, cupping is something I actually don't know a huge amount about. I have a lot of questions about it, so it'd be interesting to do that.
Fantastic. Robert,
Cool.
yeah, it'd be great, and have a great sleep, my friend. Until
I
next
will.
time.
Thank you so much. You have a great
Okay.
night.
You too, sir. Take care. Bye now.